This is Pod Populi, podcast for the people.
Welcome to the Real Pink Diaries, a podcast about the beautiful chaos of figuring it out as you go.
Hosted by three close friends, each episode creates a safe space for honest, unfiltered conversations about the in-between moments of adulthood.
From building businesses to setting boundaries, we're here for all of it. With humor, vulnerability, and heart. It's not always polished or perfect. It's the Real Pink Diaries.
Welcome everyone to the Real Pink Diaries. We're here again. I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you. I decided to be comfy in our theme of motherhood, and I'm wearing the, stretchy pants we got going on over here.
I love that.
And that's like generous. Like you were able to pull that out like a foot.
Oh, yeah. I think this is honestly for the pool, but, they're my comfy pants.
It works.
Yeah.
And I love your earrings and the whole thing. Like, good
I
job.
decided coral was the theme today.
Yeah, I love it.
So basically, if you could just wear pool cover-ups all the time.
Oh, my God. I have like 3 that I wear on a daily basis, like 2 normal things, not to the pool.
They're just comfy, I guess.
It is 100 degrees outside, like literally.
But they're linen see-through. Like these have holes in it. Like it's so breezy. It's so nice.
I love that.
Anyway, the topic is motherhood.
Like his mother, and how are you doing, Missy, today?
Good. I don't have a baby. So do you know that those little babies? Do you know that those little babies leave stuff inside of you? It's called. Ooh, I have some science. Let me hit you with some scientific facts. Did you know that the baby cells stay in the mother's body for life? It's a phenomenon called microchimerism. Help me
Chimerism.
Chimerism.
Yeah, I would never be able to say that.
Chimerism.
Jesus.
That basically means that these aliens that come out of your bodies, yes,
leave trails.
Leave trails for life.
Yeah, they say that the stowaway can even
The stowaway
can end up in the mother's different parts of the body. It's crazy.
Wow, yeah, and that's probably why. Like, I've heard of that before, and most recent, I think, is like a discovery of like that they save your stem cells to stay for life, and that's why some mothers sometimes like they feel like from if their son or daughter is going through something, they can feel something is wrong. That like.
I don't know if it's connected to the woo-woo, but I like the science of it.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be
interesting,
connected.
though. It's an interesting, you never know.
Yeah, that mother instinct.
Yeah,
I should say. Yeah.
That for sure is a real thing.
It's like the mother instinct.
Yeah.
So scientists have found cells in the mother's heart, the mother's brain, and even wounds.
Oh, wow.
Wounds.
Is it like cut yourself wound?
Yeah, like a cut yourself wound, not a womb. Like it would make sense. Yeah, it would make sense. It would be in the womb. Like that's where they live for a little bit. But yeah, so in this episode, we're kind of talking about Natalie and Amie's experience of motherhood, and
also you from the periphery of like how have we changed and like what weird things you've noticed that we don't do anymore.
And also you have, a niece and a nephew, so you can relate kind of.
Yeah, I see what my sisters y'all don't have any time.
Accurate.
So yes. So probably like from the beginning, like when you were a child, or maybe college probably would be a good age when you just kind of start thinking about this stuff, or high school. No. Did you know that you wanted to be a mom, Amie?
No. Well, I knew I wanted to have a family, but I didn't know that would in my mind I wasn't really into the whole motherhood thing that you see and experience. It wasn't part of my little, desired wish list of things. Not to say I didn't want it, but it wasn't like high up on the thing. It was more like I had my career going. I wanted to find a loving partner. I wanted to go on adventures. I wanted to travel. So a kid really wasn't in the mix, I would say. And the literal only reason that I have one today is because I found someone that I was like, okay, I want to actually have a kid with this person. Not necessarily, like if I didn't meet him, I wouldn't have a kid right now. That just wouldn't be a thing for my life.
You wouldn't have thought like, oh, maybe I'll adopt, or maybe I'll...
No, it wasn't off the table. Adoption wasn't off the table, but it just wasn't a high priority for me. Even in my 30s, it wasn't. So I knew like time is ticking, you have to figure it out. But it wasn't, the top of my priority list. What about you?
So I will say for me, I wasn't one of those women that, that's their dream to be a mom.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't like that for me, but I don't know if because my culture, I kind of knew that I wanted to be a mom, but I always push it off too. Like I had other priorities. Like I wanted to do all these things and my ambitions, my career, and I wanted to be in a position where I felt like stable financially, and I say, okay, I'm ready. And you learn as you go you're never gonna find a moment in your life that you're gonna say, okay, I'm fully ready, let's do this, or I'm fully where I want to be. Like,
Yeah, no,
that's never the case.
that's not a thing.
So, Amie, for you, it wasn't like there was like no cultural pressure, no family pressure.
My mom knew who I am as a person, so there was no like. She would ask every now and then, but she's just like, when it happens, it'll happen. And she kind of loved my husband, and she's like, when they're ready, they'll do it, because she had full faith that my husband would be a father. Whether I'd be a mother, I don't know how, but my husband would be a father somehow.
Like if you didn't have a kid,
he would like adopt one and be like, surprise.
Yeah, like he would just be like adopting like all your kids,
and if you know Brian, her husband, and they be married, I'm like, they have to have kids, because Brian is the most loving,
amazing.
caring. He's like, he was
amazing.
born to be a dad.
Oh, 100%. Like he's the goofball of all goofballs
Yeah.
that just like wants to have fun with kids.
And he truly enjoys it. Like, he likes kids.
Yeah, I don't
so-
get it, but he loves them. I love that, to see people with their kids, but I don't want your kids. Like, it's like I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Like, good for you over there in the corner.
I did, talking about culture, I feel like when I turned 26 and I was already living here in the United States, but I would feel the silence pressure from my family in Cuba. They're like, does she have a boyfriend? Like, when is she gonna get married and have kids? Like, I'm like, can you please not ask me about boyfriends? Like, no, I don't have boyfriends.
But you were also someone that didn't want to waste your time with bullshit. Like, you were,
I didn't want to settle for less than,
Yeah, they were like,
So
they
I
were
waited
periphery guys.
a long time. For some people, might seem a long time. For me, it was just timing was
right. You can't beat Tommy for you. So like, I feel like you found it, and you just like, when you see it and you find it, you go for it, and you're done. Like, you don't need to play with the little boys like running around.
Like, it took us a long, like you and Brian, to find each other. But once we find each other, it was like,
we know.
In a few months, boom.
Yeah.
You know?
I think like you guys were, I don't know how long your engagement lasts, but you were right at a year for your engagement.
So Tommy proposed at 6 months, and we got married like less than a year after.
He proposed at 6 months? Wow, he moves. Okay, okay.
I think we talked about this before. There was like, you know, I don't think you had like a engagement party. I don't remember.
No, because I went to California for my birthday. A few days before my birthday, and that's when he took advantage of
The celebration.
the celebration. So we didn't have like an engagement party. I didn't even know that was a thing. I mean, I've learned a lot of things here in the States. Like,
You're like, what do I do
baby
next?
showers and gender reveals.
Oh God, don't get me. I hate gender reveals. I mean, more power to you for anyone who does them and you feel connection to your kid, but I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's just so much. Like,
It's just too much stuff. And like, I don't want to go and see if it's blue or pink. Like, just.
But I've been seeing more now that people blend the two. Like, I do the gender reveal at the baby shower.
Yeah, that I'm cool with. Let's combine them.
Let's make it simple.
Or like, you'll see that people like just send green things, and I'm like, I guess you're neutral now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did you have any health considerations? And
No. It was more like being just thinking about my body changes, and it was gonna be fat after, and this, and how would I look, and just, you know, I always been, not now, but growing up, I had a lot of insecurities with my body. So I was very mindful of not gaining a lot of weight and losing weight. So going through like thinking of all your body changes and who are you going to be after, it was like a little scary for me.
I mean, and you have no control. It's like it's not just gaining weight. It's like your emotional state. It's your entire being is devoted to making a human, and it's not yours anymore.
It's out of your control.
It's so out of, and trying to control it will drive you crazy.
so back to the
Chimerism.
Yeah. So
I'm so glad you can say that. That's here.
You guys are so funny.
So, Amie, did you have any medical or health concerns?
Well, as I've spoken about, I have like an autoimmune disease. I don't have I have an autoimmune disease. And so I had to double check because I didn't know. And I went on the blogs of my disease and I was like, has anyone been pregnant before while doing this? And do you stay on medication? Do you get off medication at a certain time? And I talked with my doctor. And basically it boiled down to like, if you are healthy, the baby will be healthy. It's more important for you to stay healthy. Because if I become sick, my body becomes sick, it affects the kid. So yeah, so I stayed on my medications and there's a few other things, but basically I was told just, stay the course. And I hear most people when they're, I have Crohn's disease, and when you have something like that, you can go up in what you call flare-ups. And it's like, you're basically...
I think with any autoimmune,
yeah, you have like, you're in the bathroom a lot. Let's just put it that. And there's a lot of other things that go along with it. But I heard when you get pregnant, I have a restricted diet, and you can eat almost anything. But then I heard if you do, some people after they give birth will have a negative like backlash on their body. So I was like, I'm going to be mindful and eat as clean as I can, maybe partake in a few like chocolate things here and there because I'm a chocoholic. But yeah, I've heard that pregnancy actually helps the disease. And I was like, this is going to be awesome.
Let me ask you that. Do you feel a difference before and after? Because, everything, it gets pushed out through the placenta, a lot of like toxins and all of that out of your body. Do you feel like better after, obviously not at the very, very moment? Like,
yeah, no, it didn't feel good during, for sure.
But shortly after, so do you feel
I have had less flare-ups, I would say, but I've also been extremely mindful, and we've like I cook a lot of my meals, and like we make sure that the kid's healthy, so in turn we become more healthier.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like organic this, organic that. I guess I can take a bite of that.
Seed oils.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes we just organic chicken nuggets is on the menu today, and that's what we're having, and every now and then we have to not prepare like home cooked meals all the time because that's just exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love me some Dino Nuggies. So I think you guys both were of. It sounds like Natalie, you were like, I would like to have a kid, but I also really want the partner. Like both of you guys. So
we're in alignment.
How did you meet your partner? When did you meet your partner? How did it affect timing of motherhood?
So I met my husband online. Bumble, it works, people. You have to be careful always with anything, even people you meet in person. But I met Tommy on Bumble, and I mean, it was a blessing. We hit it off. I mean, we had. I remember we had a first day. We had a coffee date at Johan Joe's, and then we had a second date that day. And I called Amie when I left that first date. You remember? You need to meet this guy. Yeah. We have to go out dancing. We're gonna go out dancing tonight. So yeah, for me it was like that's how I met Tommy.
Oh, and I will say, dancing with Tom and Tom and Natalie is a different beast. They are like professional dancers on the dance floor, and me and Bride are like bopping about. Like, it's not the same level. It's really funny. They're like just twirling around. He's dipping her. They're moving around, this and that. And I'm just
if you put some salsa, merengue, or bachata, I can't control it.
They got that Latin in them. I'm telling you.
So you started dating on Bumble.
Yes.
How long were you on Bumble before you met your husband?
So for like 6 months or so, or 7 months, and I was just testing the app and texting with all these people. It was really exhausting. At some point, I was gonna even delete the app because you're text with all these people, and it is time consuming, and just it's not the same as talking on the phone or having an in-person conversation. So, but just when I was about to give up, the app works like you swipe right if you like the person, and we both did it, so it was like a perfect match. And then we started connecting with our cell phones and start calling, and then we schedule our first date. But I was for like about 7 months before I found him.
But also, like, that kind of like, you met him, you went on Bumble, you did about 6 months of that, right?
And he was in California and I was here, so otherwise.
That's what I was going to say, because y'all had that long distance thing, and that kind of affected y'all's timing. They were going back and forth during COVID and all that.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so like a good 6 months of that was long distance. It was like, well, I don't know what's going to happen, you know? And then he proposed, and then y'all kind of, in quick succession, made some decisions. And then 6 months later, he was living here.
Yes.
And then you guys were like, okay, maybe now. What about you, Amie? Do you want to talk about like how you met your partner and how that had affected timing of pregnancy?
That's a long story. Okay. Short version, as short as I can make it, is he was working at a co-working space, and I wanted to do an event for the professional organization, the AIA, the architecture organization, and they do after-hours events. And so I go in, and someone pointed to him and say, talk to Brian. And so I ask him, I'm like, are you Brian? And he's like, yeah. And do you work here? Meaning, do you work for the co-working space, not do you work in the co-working space? He didn't understand that distinction. He goes, yeah. And I'm like, I want to do an event here. Can you answer a few questions? And he just thought I was, I guess, cute and was like, yeah, sure. And so I'm asking him, can I set it up this way? Do you have mics? Can I project this? Can I bring in food? This and that. And he's answering all these questions. And then I got to, well, how much is it going to cost for this many people? And he's like, oh, you're going to want to talk to like Brian whatever over there. And I was like, what? And I was so confused. And he was like, yeah, I don't work here. I just work here. So I gave him the dirtiest look and I walked away. And I was just pissed. I was really upset. And I had the whole same freaking conversation with the correct Brian. And then at the end of it, he tried to pick me up and be like, can I get your number? And I have him, he's the dorkiest. I love him so much, but he's like, I'm very attracted to like dorky guys, but he's like also really sexy. Anyway, he was trying to say something about he just moved here and he's in a book club, and I still have him in my phone as Book Club Brian. And then, so we dated for 2 years, got married, and then had a kid shortly after marriage. Yeah.
So I just want to mention this was the event that Amie was planning was the everything event. I think we talk about it in another episode. Yeah, this was the she did
crazy everything event that
she did everything. She did speed networking. She did there was everything.
It was mentorship, acknowledging people who'd recently got licensed. It was different vendors came and spoke about their products. There was like. It was very fun, but I will say I am so grateful to have had those experiences and built my little network. I'm just so grateful for the professional organization for giving me certain skill sets and like breaking me out of my shell a little bit. Like I was a little exposure. Yeah, it's not just exposure. It's like building a skill set that I didn't have. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity that they gave me.
Yeah, and the everything event, part of the everything event was it also was like when you met your husband.
Yeah, true.
So go
Thanks,
ahead.
AIA, for my husband.
Yeah, so go ahead and plan everything at one time and get it all done with one event. So like, okay, you met your timing of like when you had the kid between like when you got married and all that jazz. Like, was there like, how did the timing of when you met him affected how quick when you decided to get pregnant or have a child?
So we talked about trying because I thought it'd be fun. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I'm on board to have a little bit of fun. And I got the tip, I think from you. You're like, just have sex every 3 days.
Yes.
You'll be fine. You don't need to track it. Don't do anything. Just have fun. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll just have sex every 3 days and I'll be great. And we did. Like, surprise, surprise, we kind of hit it off right at the beginning, and I was not mentally prepared. I was not ready to be, like, pregnant at that point. I mean, I'm grateful. A lot of people have trouble, but I was in a fear-based mindset of, oh, shit, this just got super real.
God, this is happening.
Yeah, and it was, I found out because I was, like, a few days late, and my husband was going to do a triathlon out of state, or out of town. And he was basically leaving that day. He got home from work. I just found out. He's asking me like, oh, I need to pack this. I need to pack that. Do you know where this is? I'm hiding in the room answering him from far away. And then he's like, come out. I want to say goodbye. And then he looks in my face and he sees that I'm terrified. Like straight up like he's like, and I didn't have to say anything. He goes, you're pregnant, are you? And I was like, yeah. I freaked out and I told him, no, I'm not. I'm not pregnant because I'm not ready to handle this mentally. And you have to go do a race. And he's like, well, I'm not going to go now. I'm like, no, you're going to go. And he raced his heart out and got podiumed. And I'm so proud of him. He was like, it's the last final race before a kid.
Probably.
But I was like, until you get back, I am not pregnant. This is not real. And we'll discuss it when you get back when I have like a better handle on it. So it was, entering motherhood was terrifying for me personally because again, it wasn't on the priority list. It was just supposed to be fun in the beginning. But now I'm so grateful. I'm so, so grateful for my experience.
So you guys, this having a kid obviously affects your ability to work. It affects your potential earning.
Yeah.
It costs a lot.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how, this decision, like money kind of comes into like when and why and how you got pregnant, having a partner, how that affects that decision?
Yeah, for me, I wasn't worried about the financial part of it. I mean, it's not like we are multi-millionaires or millionaires or anything like that, but we're okay. And we had the family support. I knew we were going to be okay. Like, it was going to be fine. And for me, just transitioning to that point, I didn't, Tommy and I, we didn't like say, let's try. Like, it really happened very quickly. We think in the honeymoon. And we didn't plan. It was a surprise. But that first time, and I haven't told this to many people, I'm okay with saying it now, but at the time I had a miscarriage that first time that I got pregnant. And at the time was, I didn't know that was that common. I was not super excited to like talk about it in public or to my friends. So I'm sorry, my friends they don't know. And my cousin, she's probably thinking, what? Adelaine, sorry. But I just didn't feel comfortable to talk about it openly. Anyhow, for me, it was more like it happens by surprise. I had a miscarriage. We had told my family because we didn't know you had to wait 12 weeks. And it was my birthday. So we thought, oh, perfect. So we told the family then the miscarriage. And then after that, we started like thinking, maybe we should really try to have a kid. And then we waited, I think, 3 months. You're recommended to wait before trying again. And we tried, and then that time we waited 16 weeks to tell my family and 21 weeks to tell my friends.
That was like me.
I kind of went to the extreme, but
I waited 17 or 18 weeks before I told my family. My mom knew something. She was like, either she's having problems or she's pregnant. We don't know which way it's going.
They knew. Your parents knew. Like, they know. Like, my parents also knew, and they were like, "We're just waiting. Like, for you to tell us."
Yeah.
Well, you were pregnant on our Asheville trip. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the miscarriage.
That was Ethan's,
Yeah, like you were pregnant. And with both of y'all, I kind of suspected it. So you, Natalie, I was about to say Yaima.
It's okay.
Oh my God. So you, like you were getting car sick, you were eating saltines, and you were saying your pants weren't fitting.
And it blew over I had no idea what was going on. And she's like, she knew. You knew right away.
Yeah. And I was eating a lot of pasta.
Well, that also kind of fell into...
That pasta was really good, Brian.
But that kind of worked out with some health things that you were considering too. Amie, you were planning on going to Bali to learn how to build.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. Like, I was kind of like in a slump professionally, and I wanted to like spice things up and learn a new skill set. And I was interested in building with bamboo. And I was planning this whole trip to Bali to a school that teaches you how to build with bamboo. And I wanted to bring it here. And there was like a whole thing. And then I got pregnant. And I'm like, well, I guess that's not happening.
So, and that was like, oh, okay. And then you kept on saying you were sick. And I'm like, yeah, there's something going on. Because in my mind with the Crohns, I've seen, because Amie and I were college roommates, so I've kind of seen the extent of it, like the gamut. Like, I didn't really see it much after college, but I know when you had a flare up and you had to have the surgery and all that kind of stuff. So, like, my mind, like, I hear Amie's sick, and then sick repeatedly for like weeks, I go, oh God, it's another flare up. And then my flare goes to like the worst. I'm like, this is a flare up. I hope that it can be solved with diet and nutrition or the medication, or I hope she doesn't have to do this. Like,
and you were checking in on me. It was very adorable. And I was just like, I'm fine.
Yeah. I'm like, and I think I asked you, are you pregnant? And you said no.
Yeah, I straight up said no to you.
And you went to see Ethan with Brian. You came home to see Ethan, I think, for the first time.
Yeah. I was trying to hold a baby. It was
and you were already pregnant.
Yeah, I was pregnant at that time, holding a baby.
Know.
Like, I was... Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I was like, let me sit down, but put it in my lap. I can't stand up.
But you were asking a lot of questions. And Tommy and I, when you guys said, we were like, I think they are maybe trying. They want to have a kid. And she was already pregnant. I didn't know.
I'm just so awkward with a kid, though. I tried to feed him, and you're like, no, put it up higher. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And it's getting air bubbles. And I'm like, I'm not going to be a good mom.
And it just really does come naturally.
It comes when, especially when you have
when
a
it's your
supportive
kid,
partner.
like, you're not as afraid or cautious. It's your kid.
Yeah, it's my kid. And I got more comfortable like flipping her, moving in this way, like a football, whatever.
Yeah.
But in the beginning I was terrified of her. And Brian was doing all the work and he's like, I need help. Like he was like, you need to learn how to change a diaper more effectively and faster. And I'm like, okay.
Brian, I think something that we haven't mentioned is that Brian is like, what is he, one of something?
He's one of 12, but he's like the middle.
Yeah. So when you have a large family like that, I think when it gets beyond like three kids or something, then you kind of develop caregiving abilities.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was changing diapers since he was like 8. Like he knows what he's doing. And I was terrified in the corner. I was literally scared of my child a little bit. Like not scared of her, but like scared of like if I wouldn't be a good mother.
Yeah.
You know that feeling of like I don't know what I'm doing. They gave me this kid.
And they left me.
Yeah, they left me
alone.
Yeah.
And let me leave the hospital. What
It's
are
so
they
crazy.
thinking?
Like
But I want to press you guys a little bit about this. I'm sorry.
What?
So like Natalie, you're like, oh, whatever, we'll be fine. But your husband has a stable job that he's been with the company for a really long time.
Yeah.
You owned a house or were close to owning a house. Your parents own a house of which you I think you bought that too with your parents.
Part
so
owner.
His parents live here and have a good business.
Yes.
Your parents live here and have good jobs and are stable. So like you had the system.
Yes.
Like even
she had a
though-
good foundation.
Yeah,
for
you had a
sure.
foundation and you were in the process of building up your business. You were already resettled at Sotheby's
Yeah.
at that point. But Amie too, like what about financially for you, like going into having a kid? Like were you like, oh my God?
We had a little bit of a little baby fund that we created for ourselves. It really wasn't meant for baby, but it
You guys
became.
are so organized.
Well, it was really meant for like emergencies, and then just became the baby fund. Yeah, it just at the end of the day became the baby fund. But we weren't too worried because I have family here who have a house as well. So like we're not going to be homeless. Like I knew that at least I have that going
And
for
food
me.
and home.
Yeah. And we were still renting at that point and saving up, and I was still pregnant. And I think I even had her, and we were looking for homes while she was an infant. So like we weren't established, but we were living with my parents when the first few months she was born. And so I leaned on that support system while I was pregnant.
I think it was great timing for you guys.
I mean, it worked out, but
A little bit of help and
yeah, we definitely leaned on the support system. Money-wise, like, kids are expensive, but, like, at the end of the day, it's how you choose and what you choose to spend your money on.
Yeah.
And it is the support system. Like, we put her into daycare sooner rather than later. She was like 7 months, I want to say, 8 months, something like that. But she was sitting up. She was not communicative as well, but she was able to sit up, and that was like a big thing for me. I don't know why. I didn't want her on the ground. I don't know. But we put her in because, I mean, we're living with my parents. There's too much, stimulation with my mom. I didn't want to overstimulate her because we are living in her space. So I was going to be like, oh, can you watch her too? If it wasn't offered, we weren't going to impose it. So we definitely put her into daycare, and that is a cost that we had to evaluate. We were like, okay, we narrowed it down to 3, and we were going to go to this one daycare that was the most expensive because it was the closest to my parents. Then we bought a home and found a daycare that my friend was going to that's a Montessori, if anyone's into that. Very crunchy granola people, and I love them, my crunchy granola people. But we found that it was actually more cost effective to go there. Not the cheapest by any means, but it was more cost effective to go there. And so like scheduling for the higher price point and then finding something a little bit lower was actually helpful for our budget for that. And then toys, I mean, they'll play with a spoon. Like,
I mean, it's, as you said, you can really go crazy or you can just be more mindful. And yes, there are things that I could do better next time if I ever have another kid. But I think I did have a little fun with the nursing room, more fun than I should have.
You're so excited.
Yeah,
I was so excited.
So
a commission check. Yeah, let's go shopping.
You had like a photo shoot in his room. Like, let's not even. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you really like any new spaces you take or you make, you definitely need to document and get it out there in the public because it was a beautiful, beautiful space. Amie, also not mentioned, your husband has a stable job and that kind of also
Health insurance and all that.
Well, I'll say like career-wise, he has a stable job that has amazing benefits, and like our hospital bill was almost nothing because of that. It was beautiful. But I have the more flexible job that has higher earning potential, but it's more flexible, so it gave me the time to be with my kid. And I think that's more important is the mental load is so much more overwhelming, I would say, than the financial load. The financial load, you're either going to buy something or you can't afford it, and that's the end of the story, and you find a workaround. But the mental load you have as a mother is on another level, and the hormones that you go through that you have no control while you're crying over a tuna fish sandwich, like someone I know did. You know, like she made a tuna fish sandwich and was just crying that she made one. Like it was like you have no control, and you know you're batshit crazy, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I would say the emotional load. I had postpartum depression, and I didn't recognize it. I didn't realize that my frustration and my whatever I was going through was part of that. I thought it was just, typical, right? And so I never addressed it until later. And when as I was looking back, I realized, that was some dark shit that I was going through.
I went through a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
My first trimester was really tough in that sense. I wasn't sick, like nauseous a little bit, but not like vomiting every day or anything like that. Just like, food aversions, and you wouldn't feel very tired. Your energy levels are very low. But it was more the anxiety based on what happened the first time. And I was just, anything that I will feel pain or any sensation, I would like freak out, especially at night if I had to go pee. I didn't want to look at the toilet. And it was just more like anxiety until I passed the first 12 weeks. Then it started to get better. And my second trimester was really the best one. Like I had all this energy and I felt more confident that it was really happening. Like it's real. Yeah, it's real.
So, because of your miscarriage, you had a lot of anxiety with the actual pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you feel connected to your body? Did you feel disconnected from what was happening?
Well, I was very grateful to be able to be pregnant, and I really enjoyed it. It didn't hit me much the first trimester. It was more like when I started to get bigger and bigger in the second forward. That's when I started getting like, oh my gosh, I am so big, I'm fat, and I have stretchy marks. The first time that I saw stretchy mark, I used to check every day. The first day, when I woke up that morning and I saw that, oh my God, I think that was a weekend. Tommy, God bless him. He saw me crying. I'm like, what's wrong? Like, I would cry every other day, but...
literally. I would cry like, when you go into your closet and you're just dreading walking into your closet and you're just like, I have nothing to wear today. You're like, I need to run to the outlets and find something to put on my body because I am busting at the seams. I'm so uncomfortable. Yeah. And you add, like... I heard this, I don't know the exact number, but it's somewhere to the effect of every pound you gain is about 10 pounds on your joints. So it's 10 times over, like the stress on your body, which is kind of bananas. Yeah, I definitely cried in the corner of my closet a few times. I'm not going to lie. It was.
I cry a lot.
Welcome to, if you've never had like weight struggles before, you would have had that experience several times. Like that would be a normal experience for you. Welcome to the club, ladies.
Yes.
Welcome to the club. So
I mean, I've been size 14 before. I don't know if you knew me. No, that was in high school.
No, I don't think I've ever seen. Like, I think the Chrome's was kind of.
Yeah, well, that took
so
away
I mean,
that,
I have seen you fluctuate. I don't think I've seen you that size.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard though with like actual numbers when it comes to sizing though, because of like the way the American sizing system is. It's like like I personally can be like a 10 at one store and then like a 14 at another.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah. So Amie, did you feel connected to your little alien when?
No, I resented her, and like I wish I could not necessarily redo my experience, but reflect on it in terms of for anyone else experiencing a disconnect from your body. I was a very hardworking person, and I just saw her as the obstacle to get things done, to prep for her, because I had deadlines I wanted to meet. I had things I wanted to do before she came. And I was so sick the first, actually almost all the trimesters. I had like 2 to 3 weeks in the last trimester was the best for me. And then the 2 weeks before she came, it was the worst. But I was so ill, and I was sleepy and throwing up. And the only thing I could keep down was toast with cream cheese. Don't ask. That I felt very disconnected from her. And there were very slight moments where I'm like fantasized about like what I can do with her when she's here. Like, oh, we can have mommy daughter time. We can do this. We can do that. It would be fun to like dress her as a hippie and be hippies together. Or I had this weird idea with my friend who I love. We're kind of a little quirky. And we were like, let's put her in like a kangaroo pouch and just like bounce around with her. But yeah, I did feel very disconnected from the experience of the miracle of life. And I hate when people say that, but it is a miracle. I get it. But it's also very uncomfortable miracle.
Do you think that, like, okay, so you grew, like, coming up, well, I mean, you didn't have it until you were a little bit older, but like one, I think probably a lot of people have that experience of being disconnected from their bodies. Even if it's pregnancy or whatever, you probably had that experience when you had the Crohn's because you couldn't control that.
Different. So Crohn's, it was targeted. I knew what the problem was. I didn't know how to fix it for a while. And it was frustrating because I was isolated in a house. Like I couldn't leave my house because bathrooms. With this, it was more like a tidal wave took over. I don't know if this is the best way to explain it, but you're like, not only was it your body, but it was your emotions. It was every part of you that made you was gone. And that I didn't experience. I felt pain with Crohn's. I felt frustration, but I didn't feel lost. And I felt lost when I was pregnant, I would say.
Yeah,
because you literally become a different entity to create life, which is kind of crazy. We can do that. Like I'm so proud and excited I was able to do that, but it is transformative in an uncontrollable way.
How did, like, okay, so you both kind of waited a good bit before you told anyone, and you were obviously showing. So, like, when you started to show, or where people started to know, what was the public experience?
I went on, it was called a Smart Ride. It's not, I don't think in existence anymore, but my husband used to bicycle from Miami to Key West over 2 days. And I love the team Billbone. They're amazing. And I was like, I don't know, in the cars driving down with them. So I was not on a bicycle, I promise you. That will never happen. But a lot of the men there, they quite a few of them are gay. It's like a gay, not my husband, but quite a few of them are gay. And a few people knew, like they knew what was going on. I was like sick. I was asking if anyone had nausea medication. And I wasn't eating, or I was burping a lot. There was a guy I was driving down with, and he was the guy who was dealing with like the recording stuff and making content for the team. He mainly spoke Spanish, very little English, and I was just burping the entire time on the way down. He thought there was something wrong with me.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So for me, I waited a long time, but I was working the whole time, and I did keep it very private. As far as like for business, like I didn't post it on social media all along. Yeah. I posted after Ethan was born, like as a family. But I kept it very private, unless obviously I was showing the clients I was showing properties, they would eventually notice it, and I was honest with them. I just really felt, as far as like for my business, based on other real estate agents' experiences having kids, that's what they told me, that you can lose business. And I'm very interested to hear your comments and thoughts on this. If you're a real estate agent and you have kids, how was the process for you? But that's how I felt. That's my experience based on what other people said. And I feel like, I mean, it's unfortunate that we kind of have to do that, but I feel like I had to. With my friends, I didn't receive any negative comments or anything as far as like my friends and family, obviously.
Yeah. To touch on the business aspect
Yeah.
of it, I did hide it except for a few people who had to physically see
Yeah.
me, and I was handing them plans.
Yeah.
And they were very supportive. I haven't heard back from a few of them now I think about it, because they're probably like, oh, she's doing baby things. Like,
Yeah.
I should probably reach out to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you kind of lose touch with certain
Yeah.
people after you give birth, and you have to work harder to maintain those relationships.
Transition back to work.
Yeah. I mean, I did have this one client who gave me like a little baby gift, and she was happy, but I haven't heard from her since. So it's you know, it does
And
affect.
I did lose at least one client.
Yeah. So
That was new. She
Yeah.
knew about that, and we did business. I was pregnant, but then after, like, oh, she's too busy. She has a baby. Blah blah blah.
yeah, there's an assumption that you're now doing this other thing and you can't take care of me, which I will say for the first few months is real. Like, let's be honest, you're sleep deprived, but you take that time and then you come back. And then I came back when she went to daycare. I went full-time. I was part-time otherwise. And it took a lot longer to build back up the business after the fact. I will say that for me.
I think that would be interesting. Like, you know how, like, do you guys, like, I've had this conversation before, like, if you're a small business owner, my mom, they have the construction companies. So, like, if she's traveling, she's still answering the phone. She's still doing everything, So, like, she doesn't have, like, if you had a corporate job, like your parent, your spouse's, it's like you have an away message, I wonder if you had communicated, like perception to your outside people, or like, I'm always on, I'm still here, I'm available, I'm going to have the baby, but then I'll still be available. I wonder if you had said, like, hey, listen, I'm going to be MIA until, this date, and I'll follow back up with you. I'm wondering, like, if
I did do that.
Well,
I did do that.
Yeah, for me, it was like, I mean, I was going to still be available on the phone for the most part. So I did say I was going to be available, except maybe I was so naive. 1 week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, so naive.
But I will say, if you have a good, and I know now better, if I would have to do it again, if you create a backup plan, a support system that, as far as like business, not your family, but if you had someone who can do the things that you can do at that time and just keep the business going and just transition smoother back into it, I don't think it's going to impact your business at all.
Yeah, you create that system and have it in place, because I had to shut everything down and build it back up, and it's a lot harder.
It's a lot harder.
It's really, really hard.
Yeah, but I think at the time you didn't have anyone working with you, Amie, so you would have had
Well, I
to
did before, and then I knew I wanted to shut it down. I didn't understand how hard it would be to bring it back up. I didn't want the distraction of a business to take away from this time that I wanted with my kids. So I thought in my mind it made more sense to shut it down. Meaning I was still working, but only part-time. Shutting it down is working part-time for me. But like, I went to my post whatever appointments, and I met a client and I handed her plans in the doctor's office. Like, I was working while going to all the things. Like, people were like, are you sure you want me to come? I'm like, yes, you need your plans. What are you talking about? Like, so I definitely went a little overboard, and like, I met someone, and I wasn't comfortable driving when I was super pregnant, so I had my father drive me to meet a contractor to deliver plans to them. Like, I was still go up until the last minute, but once she came and I knew I wanted that time, I did step away for like a few months, for like a good 3 months for nothing, and then I started building it up in the 4th month. And then it was full-time 7 months in.
Well, so we're going to split this motherhood topic up into two episodes. It honestly could be the whole podcast, because you guys have it's a big life-changing experience. Yeah. So I just, like, anytime I hear about the experience from like the decision to have a kid, how you got there, and then to having the kid, it's a lot. You go through a lot. That it's I don't want to use the word trauma. I want a better word.
No, it is traumatic.
Yeah, but I want a better word than that. Like, it's life-changing, I guess.
Transformational?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a lot that you have to go through to even have the child. Like, you guys both did a ton of work to get to a place where you even had a kid, whether you know that those decisions were conscious or not. You know. But let's
wrap up. And we're going to continue this episode on its second part.
So please join us.
Please join us. And thank you so much for listening. And we are, as always, on all the platforms that you can listen podcasts to. We're also on Instagram and Facebook, The Real Pink Diaries. And if you like what you see, also YouTube. So if you watch us on YouTube and you like it and listen to the podcast and you like it, please hit like, subscribe, and we can't wait to see you on the next one.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. We had so much fun, and we look forward to spending time with you in the next episode.
Please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Real Pink Diaries. You can also find us on YouTube. Check out our show notes for additional ways to connect with us.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.